Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to another Pure Play TV video review, and this time we've got WRC 9 for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC, with PS5 and Xbox Series X versions due later this year. I have the uncanny knack for being the one lumped with driving games when it comes to review duties. Not that I mind, but I've played just about all of them over the course of this generation, apart from WRC, World Rally Championship. Somehow, either through fate or misfortune, I've not gotten around to the WRC series, and WRC 9 is my first real taste of what this series is all about. Well, that's not really true. I did play one of the PS Vita games years ago, but I dumped it after half an hour, declaring it crap. Thankfully, that hasn't happened in WRC 9, and I don't think it's in any danger of landing on my infamous pile of crap that I've had to review over the past decade. WRC 9 is the officially licensed rally game for the FIA Rally Championship, meaning that what you get here is the full FAT experience, with the extra FAT being licensed cars, manufacturers and drivers, as well as interpretations of WRC 9 is the officially licensed rally game for the FIA Rally Championship, meaning that what you get here is the full FAT experience, with the extra FAT being licensed cars, manufacturers and drivers, as well as interpretations of real-life rally racetracks. Now, like in other racing games before it, WRC 9 would not normally be my go-to racing games. I love arcade sims like Forza Horizon series or Grid. Rally isn't my strong point, and I've never gone out of my way to play a rally game, apart from when Dirt on the PS4 got the PSVR update. I bought that at full price and didn't regret it, even if my stomach did. But I'm not against trying new things, and my newfound love for truck racing is proof of that. So I gave WRC 9 a fair shot, and I've come out quite surprised, as usual, to find that I don't need the flash of AAA productions or the pointless grind for meaningless trinkets to have a good time. WRC 9 gives you options, and more than I could have guessed. You've got the choice to start down in the Rookie Championship with WRC Junior, or you can head straight to the top and see what those guys and gals make of you. I started from the bottom with the expectation that it would be easier and allow me time to get familiar with the game's car handling and tracks. It did, and by the end of the season I had no trouble throwing my beat up motor over 4 long lefts, wobbly jump 69 and all the other gobbledygook that my co-driver was constantly screaming at me. To be fair, I've never understood what those little phrases really mean. Does anybody? But there is a visual aid that gives you a rough idea what the next part of the course will be, so don't worry about not understanding the lingo. Car handling is a fundamental part of every racing game, and WRC 9 doesn't disappoint on that front. Throwing cars over bumps and drifting them around deadly hairpins isn't easy, but once you've got the feel for the way the game handles each car, it's very satisfying, and it becomes a little too natural to throw caution to the wind every now and again, at the expense of precious seconds on the clock. Speaking of which, if you're not familiar with rally racing, you don't actually compete head to head, but instead you're racing against the times set by the other drivers. You've also got some special events, and they spice things up a touch. My favourites were the extreme weather events, because I'm a sucker for snow, and we haven't had a decent bit of snowfall at home for a few years. I'm easily pleased, and WRC 9 is an easy pleaser. Career mode is where I spent most of my time in WRC 9. It's easy to get lost within its career mode because it's quite deep, and it forces you to take on roles that aren't usually offered to players. You need to keep your team going, and that means keeping a steady stream of cash coming in. Just like the real world, everything costs money. You pay for your teams, you pay for your research and development, and you even pay to enter the daily, weekly and monthly events. The idea is that you invest your cash into races you think you've got a chance in, or in my case, every race possible, because I love betting, and this is spread betting. Tenor says you don't make it to the end of this video. The management side isn't terribly difficult, and its setup is actually really cool. Rather than just being a series of screens and spreadsheets, the office is represented from a top-down view, with the camera shifting to each relevant part of the office as you scroll through the menu. It's something different, and it makes the mundane housekeeping a little more enjoyable and interactive. For those who want it, there's online multiplayer with esport capabilities. For me, I was just happy to keep plodding through the main career mode, earning new cars, and showing off at special events to car manufacturers, like some kind of show pony. Who am I kidding? I enjoy the attention, and it's a really good way of making progress in career mode and getting an early taste of what cars you'll be abusing later on in career mode. WRC 9 is officially licensed, so if you're a rally fan who knows the names of drivers, recognises the courses, and cares about authenticity, you'll get that and more. It's a highly polished release and a genuinely good rally racer. With that in mind, if you really aren't a fan of rally games, then WRC 9 won't change your mind. But general racers who don't mind playing what is essentially time attack for hours on end, go for it, you're gonna love it. Thanks for watching this video review. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you haven't already joined the Pure Play Army, hit them like and subscribe buttons down below. And don't forget to check out the info box for our social media channels and website. I've been Chris, you've been lovely. Let's see each other again soon, yeah? Until then, bye!